Hello, this is Spyderrock, and welcome to a channel update of sorts. Today I'm basically going to be talking about the future of this channel, you know, and add-ons and stuff. I do these once every month or two, and I just want to keep you all updated with where I am in terms of the content that I'm making and the stuff that I'm working on. And I kind of want to get right to the point with this. So I've been really busy with school and stuff lately, and the little bit of spare time that I have had, I've been spending, you know, with friends and stuff and just doing like regular, I don't know, social things, not obsessively. But I have, you know, it's like exams and final projects and all the things, and so I just have not had as much time. So yeah, I have enough time, you know, to do 2 videos a week. But I haven't really had that much time, or at least mental capacity, to work on add-ons. I've been trying to put most of that into like studying and to working on projects and things. So while I have gotten a little bit done in terms of the add-ons that I'm working on, it really hasn't been that much, I'll be honest. But my plan is, you know, summer is really close, right around the corner. I will be done with school soon. And once that starts, I will kind of crack down on working on add-ons and videos and stuff. So anyway, what I have right now, I have worked on a couple things for my industrial defense add-on, and I do still have a lot of ideas, but like I said, most of my mental energy has been going towards school stuff. But I do have a couple new things to show, and I have been working on some stuff, some basic stuff, but I have been putting in maybe like an hour a week into this, as opposed to my hopeful, you know, handful of hours, like, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours a week, or 10 hours a week on these things. So let me go ahead and hop into survival just to show some of these things. So I have gone ahead and added recipes for a majority of the things from this add-on, which I am working on. I have added recipes to most of these things that were in the add-on before. So yeah, we have plenty of recipes and things. Some things don't have recipes, probably because, I don't know, it can be kind of funky sometimes. But for the most part, yeah, I don't know what I have and haven't made recipes for, but I've made recipes for quite a few things. I've also made some new things, and so I wanted to go over some of those. I forgot to give myself, hold on, I am very excited to continue working on things, and I do have lots of ideas for things to add to this, but like I said, I just haven't really had the time or energy to be working on this kind of thing right now. But I do have some new things, so I still need to give this a name thing, but this is living subdirt. You can put a sapling near it. Sorry, you can take the living subdirt and you can throw a sapling on it, and it will turn that sapling into a like actual block sapling. So while this may not seem that useful, let me go ahead and grab a piece of dirt just to show you what it could be used for. So say, well, let me grab another one so I can like jump up here. So say you had, you know, this block. I need like more blocks. I probably should have thought of that beforehand. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and put, I need a 3rd block. Okay, let's say, here we go. Pretend I'm holding a dispenser right now, right? So let's say right here is a dispenser. You can't actually dispense an oak sapling and have it place, right? You can't do that with most crops. But this living subdirt, this won't only work with trees, I don't think, but for now I think it's just gonna be set up for trees. The dispenser or a dropper could drop a sapling right on top of here. And then this will take any type of sapling and we'll place it down like this. And then you could have another dispenser set up with bone meal, which can bone meal the sapling and grow it into a tree. And then I'm gonna have things that will be able to break blocks and such, so you could have a pretty automated tree farm as long as you had saplings, and then it could collect things. You could have a thing that filters out the saplings. You could have a whole system going where it's just filtering out and like repeating and breaking things, and you could have a ton of wood. It would probably get pretty laggy, but that's what this add-on's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for people to get creative and make all kinds of cool stuff with it instead of just literally being a tree generator, right? Because what's the fun in just having a thing that you place down that just generates you wood, when you could have a thing that places down, you have to get all these components and you can get creative with it, and then that can lead into a territory of like you can exploit things and you can exploit issues with it to get like insanely overpowered farms, but you have to be like really smart to do it. That kind of thing. I don't know. I have always loved that kind of thing. So anyway, that's kind of where that is. Some of these things I may have shown already, by the way, but I don't think I've shown too many of them. Then we've got the lifts, which I know they like show up with this shadow. I don't know how to get rid of it. I'm working on it. But these lifts here, you can see, I can go ahead and place a few of them down. They are what they seem like. They will take you and they will lift you up wherever you want to go. So it's kind of like scaffolding, but it's automated. It will just lift you up. But then you can continue placing lifts if you just hold down right click or interact, and you can lift up as high as you want. Of course, these are more made for the purpose now of being literally like an elevator. But the cool thing about lifts, I think, and I'm gonna die here, yep. Okay, the cool thing about lifts, and my goal with them, is that they can also be used for item transporting. So you don't need to set up a whole water elevator if you want to transport items upwards or anything. You can use a lift. And I'm also going to have like a thing on the ground, like a conveyor belt kind of thing as well. But yes, you can do this, and you can transport really any mob, any item, anything like that up a lift. So that's what these are going to be used for. Next we have loot barrels. So these will spawn around the world. This is one of the naturally generating structures. There are resource barrels and loot barrels. Those are the two types of barrels. I'm gonna go up to here and break this one, and they have fully randomized loot. So for this one, for example, I got a iron pressure plate and an iron pickaxe, right? Almost broken iron pickaxe. So this is inspired heavily by Rust. I don't know how many of you know much about Rust, but in Rust there are barrels that spawn around the world. In like these little structures, and you can break the barrels and they will drop you a couple of random items from the game. So of course we have loot barrels, which will give you things like tools, items, like useful things, just like this kind of stuff. So you can see the general idea of these all dropped armor stands. Well, we can get armor stands from them, pickaxes, buckets, glass bottles, all these kinds of things. And then you've got resource barrels, which also do what they sound like. They drop resources. So you can get iron and flint from this one, or we got some different coal and charcoal, or just sticks and raw copper, things like that. Just general resources that you can find around. These don't have that many like randomized things, but I wanted to keep it kind of like consistent or like predictable to some extent, so you know, like, okay, I have like a 1 in 16 chance of getting whatever this is. And there's a bunch of these structures that will spawn around the world. Of course, they spawn less common in forested areas, but if we look off into the distance, we will probably, I don't see any right now because my brain's kind of like a rub, but there are probably some on screen somewhere, or one at least somewhere around here. At least I would hope there are. Then there's dense and unstable redstone blocks. These are just crafting components right now. They don't actually work as redstone blocks. They are like I don't know, too much redstone for one thing. But I'm thinking of making them do things like, for example, dense ones. If you step on them, if you step on a dense one, maybe you get slowness, and then an unstable one will like damage you, things like that. Then we've got the efficiency table. I don't know that I've shown this off before. I think this is a newer thing, but this allows you to basically take different things and get it's not really the maximum amount of items you can get for it, but you can get a pretty close to the maximum. And you can also do things like turning saplings or turning leaves into saplings, things like that. So this is what this is going to be for. I will probably add some more recipes into the table, but you can get it's not like, I think there might be a way you can get more diamonds or more iron normally from one ore, but this is generally better than like it should be comparable to having like Fortune 3, if not a little bit better because of its consistency. So imagine like Fortune 3 if it was a crafting table. I didn't want to make it too overpowered, but yeah, that's basically what this is. But one of the main things, the reason I started doing this was so you can put your leaves into here and you can actually craft saplings. So if you are just having really bad luck with saplings, you could get some silk touch or a pair of shears. You could take all the leaves and you could craft yourself quite a few saplings, because you know. That's pretty much it for what I've worked on with this. I'll be honest, like I said, I have not worked on this much. I do still have lots of ideas for things that will be worked on soon. For example, I think someone mentioned to me to do this on Twitter at one point in a message. I don't really check Twitter ever. I feel kind of bad because I didn't respond. But they said to do something along the lines of like a hopper, but it only picks up from the sides. So I'm probably going to do something similar to that, where it like sucks everything in from the left and right. So like all 4 blocks around it, but not actually above or below it. Like it just sucks in from the sides. I don't know. I think that could be pretty cool, like a sideways hopper or something. And then maybe it could suck them in from the sides and then transport them down. I don't know. That could be cool. Or up. Or it could transport them into a lift or something like that. I don't know. There's lots of options with that. I want this to be a good add-on, so I am taking time to think about it as well. But I will probably, you know, in a couple of weeks start cracking down on this add-on. But just don't expect it to be out for a little while or anything. Really, once I finish this, there are a couple things I do want to work on a little bit. Like I want to make something with a few more mobs. I do want to update my structures, add-on, stuff like that. But I do plan to combine them all into a cohesive add-on pack experience sometime this summer. So this summer you can look forward to that. I kind of know how game studios feel when they delay their games constantly, because you know, I don't know, Starfield recently and Redfall both got delayed until like 2023, which makes me kind of sad. But I mean, honestly, Starfield, please delay, or Bethesda, please delay Starfield as much as you want, just to make sure the game is good, because I really am banking on the game being good. I really want really want a cool game like that. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic, but yeah, I probably won't be working on this much for the next couple of weeks, I'll be honest. I'm going to be making my regular videos, keeping my regular schedule. I'll be thinking about this, writing down ideas as I have them. But like I've got lots of projects and exams. Like literally after this I'm gonna go work on a project for English class, like stuff like that. So I just don't have the time or mental capacity. So I apologize for that. Another thing, I know at one point I said that I probably wasn't gonna end up doing Addon battles, if for any of you that remember it. But this summer I was thinking, I was like, I really want to do this. Like this would be a lot of fun to host a Minecraft Addon tournament. As long as I don't make it like rushed or anything, it would just be all for fun, get people involved. They wouldn't have to make anything too big or insane, but they could make them pretty crazy and interesting. And it would just be a fun experience to do with other Addon creators. So I'm definitely still thinking of doing this. If you're an Addon creator, please reach out to me on Discord if you're interested in participating. I think a couple people like switched out of the... that they didn't want to do it anymore, or like delete their Discord accounts, or I don't know. There was all this stuff happening and it kind of got me discouraged about that. Anyway, thanks for watching if you made it to here. I hope everything ends up working out for this, because I'm going to put in a lot of effort, just not yet entirely. That sounds bad, but I'm putting my effort in other places that I think are a little bit more important right now. Anyway, thanks for watching if you made it to here, and thank you for understanding if you get where I'm coming from. See you later, and goodbye.